Well, good morning, Pastor Greg here, Faith Lutheran Church, Harvey, North Dakota, coming to you again this week with my midweek check-in, quick devotion. Glad that you're here joining me on this day, a beautiful day out. The sun is shining. It'll be a little warm today, but who knows? You just get out and enjoy it while we can have it. So uh, July 15th, we are actually in the midpoint of July, and so summer is coming along. We're moving forward. We're already looking towards fall stuff and events during the fall. So we're kind of talking about those things in various teams, and we're glad to be able to continue to think about those things. We're so glad that we have our leadership who's tending to it. Anyway, enough about that. So we're continuing with worship on 10:30 Sunday mornings. Join us 9:15 in the morning if you wish to have a discussion about the texts for the day. It's an open forum type question answer type of Bible study, so that you can ask questions and whether they and think about how you view these texts and so forth, and what they mean to you, or if they mean anything to you, or if you can even understand them. Sometimes we just have to say, you know what, I don't get it, and that's okay, because there's plenty of texts in the Bible that we don't truly quite grasp. Um, and then just the whole concept of understanding what the kingdom of heaven is like unto itself is a difficult thing. So join us on Sunday mornings. Join us either for worship or Bible study, both. Of course, we continue to live stream for those who can't make it. So if you're at the lake and you have internet access, you can join us 10:30 on Sunday morning with worship. And if you're comfortable with it when you're away and you'd like communion, you can certainly have bread and wine ready for you as you watch, and then commune each other if you're with a group. So that's kind of what I have for you this day. Um, Heads up. So next week, Judy and I are going to take some vacation. Daughter's coming up. My oldest daughter, Kate, and her kids are coming up from Iowa. They're going to jump up and see her sister for a couple of days in Hanlock, Minnesota. My younger daughter, Sammy, shouldn't call her Sammy, Samantha, and her husband. Hopefully they'll have safe travels, and then they're going to join us at the camper that we have at Devil's Lake, for those of you who know that, or now those of you who don't know that. Judy and I have a little getaway place there. So they'll join us for a few days there, and then I'm not sure what we'll do for the rest of the week. We have a couple of things we're kind of putting our fingers in the fire to see if they work out. If not, we'll just kind of sit around and do some reading and just relax and just catch up, and maybe spend some time in prayer with the Lord. So that's that. While I'm gone, I'm certainly, for any emergencies or anything like that, we certainly will respond to those. You also have Kevin, Pastor Kevin, who, if you need anything in the meantime, and he'll be leading us in worship on July 25th or 24th. Sorry, 24th, not the 25th. 25th is a Monday. Don't come to church, no one's here. Anyway, so do plan on continuing to join us. So we probably wouldn't, I suppose, on that Sunday have our study in the morning, but so we'll probably cancel that in any case. So that's that. What else? That's about it. So I'm sure that you're having a great summer. Judy and I, driving through the country, see the crops are coming up. They look beautiful. I always tell my farmer people, I said, yeah, they look great going 65 miles an hour driving down the highway. I know nothing else. So it's good to see. But it's that life coming from death, or that darkness of the winter coming to life, is just beautiful to me. And I wish more people could enjoy those drives through the country, because they are beautiful. All right, that's all I'm going to say. We're going to move on now to one of the texts for Sunday, which is Luke. Luke 38 through 42. So you're welcome to stop and read that if you're not. It's very short. It's Mary and Martha. You're probably familiar with the text. So if you want to read it, do that, and then jump back in. So Mary and Martha, Jesus is coming along, and Martha welcomes Jesus into the house, and of course, Mary, who's also there, it says it sits at who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. And then, of course, Mary is distracted. She's trying to make supper. She's trying to get everything ready, probably making sure there's enough salads and enough all of those things, because Jesus isn't necessarily by himself. It does say in verse 38, now as they were on their way, so he's got his entourage of disciples, and who else is following him? So I'm not sure who's all invited into the house at any given time, but we do know that there was probably a lot of preparation that needed to be done. It's one of these catch-22s. People have to be fed, but also people need to hear the word. And so I want us to just concentrate on verse 39 of this text. Verse 39 says this, and she, Martha, had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teachings. So Mary is focused on what Jesus is telling us is important, is the important thing, and that she has that, and that can't be taken away from her, that she doesn't have to give that up to help Mary or Martha. And so we always kind of think that that's, especially in America, we think idleness is bad, and that's not good um, for our lives. So we kind of look to Martha, thinking, well, Martha's the one taking care of everybody, and that's true, and there's nothing wrong with what Martha is doing. But the lesson learned is listen to the teaching. If you become so overcome with your need to serve the food and all these other things, or the worlds of your life, or to make enough money, or to travel to enough places, if you never stop to listen to the Lord, what are you accomplishing then? You're worrying more about what your needs are and not what the needs of the Lord are. Or, in other words, what the Lord needs to give to you. And you can't hear that if you're not listening for it. It's kind of like coming to church on Sunday morning. If you come to church on Sunday morning and you're heavy laden with all of the things of the world going on around you, and that's all you're thinking about, are you a Martha then? Absolutely. Because when we come to worship, we come here to praise God for what He done for us and what He is doing to us. And if we're not listening for that, we're not going to hear it. So try to, and I know it's hard sometimes, things happen in our families, things happen in our lives, things are happening in this world, and sometimes we just bring that heaviness to church, and we're so busy hoping that that heaviness gets lifted that we forget to stop and praise and to listen to the teaching. And if we listen to the teaching many times, those things get lifted from us unexpectedly. Or should I say expectedly? But we have to be Marys when we do that. We have to be Marys listening. And in the world, we still need to be Marthas too, but we need to balance both of those things. We can't be one or the other. We need to be this balance of both. And if you're struggling with which way to go, of course, Jesus is telling you, Mary, sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening, is what He wants you to do. It's what He wants for you. All right, so that's where I am with that. Just think about that for a little bit. Think about those things this week as you go on. Prayers this week. I didn't even list something. I usually write something down to kind of thing, and there's just so much going on in the world. Pray for that. Pray for the peace of the world. And then I want you to pray for one person, but I want you to pray for a leader of some type. Take a moment and pray for one specific leader, country, state, city, world, whatever you want, but just one, and pray for them. And hopefully, maybe they'll be like Mary and they'll be listening. Hmm, interesting. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. Grace and peace to you from God our Father, from who's from above and who we should look to. As you go about your day or your week this week, do take care.